On July 23, 2025, a case that's haunted the nation finally came to a close. Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. No more court dates, no appeals, just a lifetime behind bars. Kohberger pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary as part of a plea deal. This took the death penalty off the table. Instead, Judge Steven Hippler handed down 4 consecutive life sentences, plus 10 years for burglary. He called the crimes, quote, an unfathomable and senseless act of evil, and recognized the immeasurable pain and loss left behind. For the families of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, the sentencing was emotional and raw. Kaylee's sister Olivia directly confronted Kohberger in court, calling him a sociopath, psychopath, murderer. She didn't hold back. The surviving roommates Bethany Funke and Dylan Mortensen also spoke about the trauma and anxiety they still deal with every single day. Their lives forever changed. And Kohberger? He didn't say a word. No apology, no explanation, not even a hint at a motive. That silence, it's left families and the public with more questions than answers. Now let's talk about the investigation. Because new details were released that paint a disturbing picture. Prosecutors revealed Kohberger had no prior criminal history. No evidence of violence in his past. He just seemed to vanish into the college crowd until the unimaginable happened. The night of the murders, Bethany Funke called her housemates around 4 a.m. Worried but not yet aware of the horror inside. At almost noon she dialed 911 to report Xana Kernodle unconscious. It was only then that the truth began to emerge. When police first interviewed Kohberger back in Pennsylvania, he stayed calm. But the second detectives mentioned the murders, he stopped talking and asked for a lawyer. Investigators learned that a student from Washington State University, where Kohberger was a PhD student, had seen pictures of herself and her friends on his phone, possibly taken from public Instagram accounts. That detail alone sent chills down my spine. In jail, Kohberger's behavior stood out. He barely slept, washed his hands dozens of times a day, and spent up to an hour in the shower. He also spent hours on video calls with his mom. According to a former friend and teaching assistant, he was intelligent but selfish. This same friend noticed Kohberger had scratches and wounds on his knuckles before the murders. There were also some inappropriate interactions with female students. But even with all the digging, police never found the murder weapon, a K-bar knife, or the clothing used in the crime. Kohberger, it turns out, used software to wipe his devices, making digital evidence hard to come by. Psychological testing was done, but results are sealed, and didn't offer any legal defense under Idaho law. In the end, Kohberger left court the same way he entered it, silent. The families walked out with a sentence but without closure. No motive, no answers, just the hope that their loved ones' memories will outshine the darkness of what happened. This case is over, at least in the eyes of the law. But for those left behind, the story continues. Thanks for watching. If you want more updates on true crime cases, hit subscribe and stay safe out there.